पृष्ठाय श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामनि। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी चारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासुदेव गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। So today also Prabhuji is traveling, so we will not have uh, discussion on Shiva Krishna Chitrata words. So we will be having only Prabhupada reading session. So just a minute. So here we are discussing how the Devatas, they are manifested with the Supreme Lord, and now they are asking for empowerment. So we just read the translations of truth verses so that you will understand what is happening here. So this is a very scientific way of explaining and very important to understand. The false ego is transformed into mind by the interaction of with the modes of goodness. All the demigods who control the phenomenal world are also product of the same principle, namely the interaction of false ego with goodness. The demigods, interaction of false ego. The senses are certainly products of mode of passion in false ego. Therefore, philosophical speculative knowledge and fruitive activities are predominantly products of mode of passion because they are involving the buddhi, which is also passion. The sky is product of sound, so this is all comes from tamoguna. The sound is transformation of egoistic ignorance. So from ignorance comes sound, and sound comes sky. In other words, sky is a symbolic representation of super soul. Thereafter, the personality of God glance over the sky, partly mixed with eternal time and external energy, and thus touch sensation developed, from which the air in the sky was produced. So first comes sound, then sky, then sense of touch. And same thing. Thereafter, powerful air interacting with sky generates sense perception of form, and the perception of form transformed to electricity, the light, and to see the world. So then comes form, light, and ability to see. So previously it was sound, sky, and sensation, touch sensation. So here this is form, electricity, and then there is light. So you see sound, and then there is form. And now next comes when electricity was surcharged with air and was glanced over by the Supreme Lord. At that time, by a mixture of eternal time and external energy, there occurred the creation of water and taste. So here there is water and then there is taste. Now comes thereafter the water produced for electricity or glance over the personality of Godhead and mixed with eternal time external energy, water transferred to earth, which is qualified primarily by smell. So this is O gentle one, all the physical elements beginning from the sky down to the earth, all the inferior and superior qualities are due only to the final touch of the glance of Supreme Personality of God. So all are because of the touch of Supreme Lord only. And of course, the important lesson, we'll just, after this, I will explain one of the important lessons, what is uh, being explained here. You need to understand. I'll just complete this one translation and we'll start discussing on that. The controlling deities of all above mentioned physical elements are empowered expansions of Lord Vishnu. They're embodied by eternal time under the external energy, and they are his parts and parcels because they are interested in different functions of universal duties but were unable to perform them by offering fascinating prayers to the Lord as follows. Now, the important point here is that there is this connection of the Supreme Lord. That means the consciousness is involved. From matter, consciousness does not come. From consciousness comes matter because consciousness is superior, first point. Second thing is, at present, that means we are conscious, but matter is controlling us. Say now, if I am hungry, I need to eat. If I am thirsty, I need to drink. That means I am depending on matter, right? That means matter is controlling me. If somebody gives some anesthesia or some chemicals are put into the brain through injections, then I lose the consciousness in this part of the body, right? What happens here is the matter is controlling the consciousness. I don't feel consciousness. They give anesthesia, local anesthesia, all these things. So what is anesthesia? Is basically we are making the matter control the consciousness. So it looks like matter is superior. But the point is no, we have become conditioned by matter now. As such, we are spiritual, but we got conditioned by matter. That's why we are depending on matter. That is the problem here. Like we are we are more and more, especially with matter means both level. At the level of mind, also at the level of senses, gross senses also. In both level, we are controlled. So Arjuna was also having the same problem. He was controlled. He was just thinking in terms of his mind and body. And then Krishna is telling, no, 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 that is all matter. We need to be more spiritual. And here, this is one another point. Another thing we need to understand that we have consciousness, we are superior to matter, but still we cannot do anything with matter. Only the Supreme Lord does with matter. So now even the Devatas are there who are controller of this matter, but still they cannot do anything. They only are praying. We also can do one thing, pray. Basically, here prayer for them is the desire they are expressing to serve. So for us also, we want to do anything in this world. It is basically our desire that is making it happen. Because as such, we cannot control. When we desire, material nature, of course, Supreme Lord sanctions, and then material nature operates. That is the point. We are now, I want to give a class. If I desire, material nature, then the Paramatma in the heart is sanctioning. Okay, he want to speak so and so. And then the material nature acts. So this body is acting because of the super soul present in it. We discussed this previously also, that if I want to digest food, I don't digest because Paramatma is there, he is letting me digest. On my own, I cannot just meditate on the matter and make it digest. No, the system is in such a way. And we may say, oh, matter is acting on its own. That is also not possible. On its own, matter is very chaotic. Because the consciousness enters, it is a functional way. So much matter is there because the super soul and soul is there. That's why this body has certain shape and certain functions and some metabolism and all these things are happening because there is consciousness. Once it is removed, it's a dead body. So what happens to a dead body? It just disintegrates. You cannot move. What left? Consciousness left. Not only just the soul, but even the super soul left. That's why it is not functioning. That is the point. So when we are, what is to be understood is not just the soul, but the super soul is so important. Now here, all these devatas, they are conscious, and they are supposed to be the controlling deities of all this matter. But it is not working only. Why? Because they need empowerment from Lord. Even though they are controller of the matter, they cannot control it as such. They cannot do anything with that unless the super soul enters. They need to be empowered. Yadyad vibhuti matsattvam srimadurchitam evava tattat evava gachatvam mama teja amsha sambhava. So it's all Lord is energy. He is actually pervading all these things. He is making it happen. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha nkara vimudatma karta hamidman. It is the Lord who is making this happen. And prakriti kriyamanani. So it's all done by whom? It's all prakriti. Gunai karmani sarvasha. Based on the three modes. So here false ego in mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. This is actually what is happening here. And everything happens like that. We are spirit soul coming to an alien place. Say if we go to moon, we are given some space suits so that we can function in that environment, right? Similarly, to function in matter, we are given a material body. Now we go to moon in a very space suit and all. How much we'll be able to function then freely? We are restricted in our movements because we have a space suit. No, Americans they went to American nations they went to moon. So the point is that they have to wear some space suits. Now we come from spiritual world, means we are coming from Mahavishnu's body. When we enter into matter, we are given this material bodies. They are like space suits, different animal species and all. Now, and unfortunately, we got used to these space suits, and we are thinking I am this body only, and I have to be like this. But not knowing that we need to come out of it and get free from it, where we can freely move and do everything. Spacesuit is not possible. But because we are used to this spacesuit, this is alien body for us. That's why we need to realize I am not the body, spirit soul. First lesson from Bhagavad Gita, which Krishna teaches Arjuna, right? That is the point. This is called what? Brahma stage. This is called self-realization. We are understanding I don't need any spacesuit. I'm just free like this. So here now the devatas are praying. For what? So that's what we can do is desire. Now we desire, but we should have sufficient credits also for it. That is called punya. So along with the credit, along with the desire, if you have sufficient punya, then the work is sanctioned by the Lord. Like Hiranyakashipu wanted to control the whole universe. Now what did he do to control the universe? He went and did tapasya. That means he paid for it. Then he got control over the whole world, all the three worlds. Now what he did with it, that's a different question. But whether he got his desire fulfilled or not is a question. He got his desire fulfilled. Why? Because he paid for it. What is the payment? You were paying as a punya. Now, because he is demonic, he misused it. But there are some other personalities like Yudhishthir Maharaj or Parikshit Maharaj or Ambarish Maharaj, some great personalities, they have, even after the Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad becomes the king. So he was also doing it proper. The point is, Dhruva Maharaj wanted to become king. So the point is how the desire will be fulfilled, but the payment should be done. So here we also can do only one thing. We can desire, but if we have good punya, then our desires will be fulfilled. That's why if you remember when we are small, the parents always tell, better do good activities, give charity, go to temple, give some donation, feed some poor people. For Brahmanas, especially give charity. Why charity? Because you are creating credits for yourself, which will help you to fulfill your desires. Very simple formula. And it is not just if I work hard, I will get. No. Along with hard work, you need to have your credits also. If you don't have credits, even you work hard, you will not get. And if you have credits, without working also, you get it. It's not just a physical activity. You need to do in a very in a certain level also. You need to perform certain activities, which will make you qualified to enjoy certain things. Like Hiranyakashipu did not just go to conquer with his physical might. He knows it won't work like that. You need to know if I go and fight with this Brugumuni or any of these sages, they'll just look at me and burn me to ashes in no time. So he did know it. He said it won't work like that. I need to go and get in a uh, credits in a higher level. That's why he went to do tapasya. Otherwise, like why he could not fight? He could have. He knows if I go like this, I'll be finished. I have to get credits more than them. That's the point. So there is not just a physical activity like hard work on a physical level. It's hard work on in a credits also in terms of punya also is needed. Then a person will be able to achieve what he want to achieve in this world. It's not just like say now the top big shots are there and big rich billionaires are there. It's not just they work hard and they became in that position. That is not true. They work hard, that's only a part. They also had some other pious credits which made them into that position. Now, what they are doing, whether they are just exhausting their pious credits, yeah, it is very much possible. Some people, along with enjoying, they also invest for future. That means they continue to do pious activity, do some charity and all. And the future generations in their family, they continue to enjoy. As long as the pious credits continues, their family continues to enjoy. Wherever some sakalene mata yoga nashtapat, in due course of time, some of the family members they take it for granted, then they stop doing any pious activities, just do enjoyment, and then lose it. That's all. So the point here is the demigods they are praying very sincerely. My dear Lord, please empower me. Please give us some intelligence, some strength, so that we'll be able to perform. Like now, for devotees, we don't do any punya. We do only bhakti. And what about our desires? Krishna wants it to happen. Otherwise, no. But the greatest charity, the greatest tapasya, greatest austerity, and greatest of any of the activities, yajna, dana, tapa, and all, it is Krishna consciousness only. Now you say, oh, with this person, now I'll ask a question. I have asked also. We'll see how much you remember. Now a person is there, he is doing so much charity. He is just goes to his work and after coming, he's spending quite a few hours of his day in giving charity, helping poor people, and he may be running an orphanage, an old age house. I have a friend in Hyderabad. He runs a free old age home. Free. Very nice person. He's not married also. He's just doing. Now he wanted to build Krishna temple, and somebody came and he just put he just put in the internet. I want to make a temple. I want a deity. Immediately, one woman from Rajasthan she called and said, "My guru told me to donate a deity of Krishna, so I'll send for you." So immediately he got a deity of Krishna, and many things happened. He has a temple in the ashram there. He has a old age home. Very nice person. Now the point is now he is doing charity, running old age home, and doing so many such philanthropic activities like helping the blind and other activities also people do. And here there is one housewife who is taking care of her children, and every day she's chanting 16 rounds and hearing Bhagavatam 2 hours in a day, and very nicely taking care of us deities and cooking for them and doing arti. And there is a prime minister of a country who is doing so many philanthropic activities and giving so much for the country. Now, uh, now who is superior? Question is very simple. Who is superior according to our philosophy? Any, nothing about it. Any suggestions? You understood the question, hopefully. So I'm asking, like, this is a person who is doing so much charity, is sometimes is doing so much philanthropy activities. Not only philanthropy activities, is also building temples and all. Yeah, she's not doing. She's also taking care of her family. Yeah, devotee who is doing bhakti. Why they are superior? That also you tell the reason. Maruvaras. The main, what is the most important reason to say that this woman is superior to even prime minister of our country? Okay, one is bodily conception of life. Yes, Sumakantu.
The follower of highest dharma, the
Yes,
one
that is.
highest
Yeah.
dharma bhakti only, no? Ahetuki bhakti. So the
Yes.
who is the follower of the highest dharma is considered to be the at the topmost position, and that
Yeah.
is a big
This is.
seva one is doing.
Yeah. This is the most important. Now, Ahayutuki dharma. It is, yeah, Jaiva dharma also. Now, somebody can add one more, means can explain this. What is the most important aspect in this? Why it is superior? Like devotees are also desiring. Devotees also have desires. Devotees also are doing looking like some material activity. We say they are acting on a highest dharma. One more important point we can, which makes them different. Like Prabhuji answered it, but I want it more. One more point I want somebody to add to it. Devoted in the service of Lord. That is also same point, but one important point is there in this. So you, all of you are told an answer, but Umakantru and Champaklatamats gave one important answer. Yeah, it is a karma, but here what is most important is, even though it looks like now very simple activity, just chanting Hare Krishna, it looks very simple, and these people are doing so much big activities. They are doing so very important activities for society, but all the things are selfish. Only devotee is selfless. Bhukti Mukti Siddhikami Sakale Ashanti Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ateva Shanta. What is this Ahayutuki Bhakti is told is we stop thinking about ourselves. That's where the difference comes. All other cases, even though it looks like they are doing superior activity, but they are still thinking about in a selfish way. Like Prime Minister of India is there. He's doing so much selfless activity. So many hours in a day he's doing. But for whom he is doing? He is doing for his country. He is doing for his country. That means he's still selfish. It is his. Mera Bharat. He don't like Pakistan. He will not like Bangladesh. He will not do for them. He will do for whom? Because this false ego, no, it is identifying that I am an Indian, Bharat. This false ego is motivating him to do it for his own country, and he will do surgical strike for other countries. he will do he will try to gain from other countries for his country. So even though it looks very selfless from the Bharat point of view, but from Pakistan point of view or China point of view or some Maldives point of view, it is selfish. These people are trying to bully us or manipulate us or whatever. They don't appreciate it. Why? Because the ego is selfish. For a devotee, it is actually Krishna's pleasure he is working for. Any activity he is doing, whether I get it or not, no, Krishna should get. So here the difference comes. It looks very deceptively simple, but it's not so easy to live only for somebody else's pleasure. It's the most difficult thing. It's so painful also to fulfill somebody else's desire whole life and go according to his desire. So who are married, they have this experience. To live with other person's desire whole life, they just wait when my desire will be fulfilled. But this is actually what is bhakti is to live for somebody else's desires. This is not so easy. So the question is, even a spiritualist desire of liberation is selfish. When devotees succumb to conditioning, their acts seem selfish. How do we explain this against karmis or jnanis selfless desire? Even though the desire devotee is selfishly acting for money and for power and other things, that is because of his conditioning he is acting. But as such, he is not interested in that. He is more interested in he knows this is my conditioning. I am presently acting in a selfish way, but ultimately I need to be selfless. I need to become devoted to Krishna because he has this faith. Means that is his aspiration. That is his uh, abhilasha. It is not his. I have say I am greedy for food, but I know I should not be greedy for food. It is because I am conditioned. Somebody gives me sweet or some fruit juice or something. I will definitely take it. Now I am interested in it. I desire also. But I know that this is not going to make me happy. I am conditioned, I am doing it. But I know I want Krishna only. So in that way, even if he thinks little bit in his day, if he is doing for the pleasure of Krishna and he wants this as his main goal and not the goal, he has desire, but that is not the goal. Like if somebody asks me what is the goal, I'll say, oh, I want to go to Krishna, serve Krishna. I may have some desires, even if that does not fulfill. I want to have, like say, some big Rolls Royce car. So I may have a desire, but even if it is not fulfilled, also does not. I may cry. I didn't get that car. It does not matter. I know Krishna don't want it. Let it be. Krishna want. So here, actually, what the devotees, the thinking process can be changed. Not desires cannot be changed. It does not go very fast. We cannot change our desires very easily. The conditioning is like that only. When the planetary system changes, our Swabhava will be like that only for quite a long, based on this. Not based on that, they indicate. So if you see, there are sanskaras, vasanas, and vrittis. Sanskaras are very deep, they are more subtle. Then there are vasanas. This is the place of desires. And there are vrittis, they are the thought process. So devotee is what we are working is at the thought level. Desire level is not so easy. So desires will be there, but if his thoughts are pure devotional thoughts, then he is a pure devotee. He is more dear to Krishna than even the prime minister of a country also, because the way he is thinking is right. The desires are much subtler. That's why we cannot change our desires so fast, because that is a conditioning we have. But what we can change is at the level of thought, and thoughts can be this is the weakest link in the chain. So if you know the chain how it works, if I do an activity, two reaction come. One is karma, one is we get an sanskara. Karma gives a reaction. Reaction means what type of body, what type of people, what type of enjoyment and all is decided karma. But another thing that comes is the sanskara. The sanskaras are the impressions, which will force me to act in the same way again and again. Say now, why we like gulab jamun? Because I already had experience of gulab jamun, so I want to eat it. That where it is coming from, the desire, that sanskaras are there. So the sanskaras which are manifested in this life are called vasanas. And then vasanas will force me to do that act, desire like that and do it again. And then I have a thought process to achieve my fulfill my desire. I have a certain thought process which is vritti. And because I am already programmed like that, I behave only like that. Now, if you put me in a supermarket, or if I send me to a market, what I am going to purchase is based on means I have free hand. Then what I'll purchase or what I eat is based on my vasanas and vrittis. Now, what can be changed is our thought process only. All the hearing, reading, chanting, and all these things we are doing, we can first work at the level of our thoughts. Oh, the way we are thinking will decide what type of devotee I am. That is the method. So, if I am, what type of a devotee is based on what type of devotee or not can be decided by his thoughts. If he is tattenukampa susamikshmano bhunjanyevatmakatam vipakam hitvatvapurбhir vidadam namaste jeevetoyo mukti sadpade sadayava. So if he is this category, we understand, yes, is tattenukampa. My dear Lord, no matter whatever you give, I will accept it, knowing that it is my own misfortune. So then he is eligible for the spiritual world. What did he do? Did he change his desires? No, he just changed the way he is thinking. He said, my dear Lord, your will is my will. If we say that, then we are eligible to the spiritual world. I may have my desires, but does not matter. Krishna's will, let it prevail. So when Jesus was before day only, he knows that he is going to be crucified or whatever punishment. And then he prays to the Lord, my dear Lord, let it not come upon me. But if it is your desire, then let it be. So even Jesus also he prayed that no, maybe it should not come to me, but if it is your will, I am okay with that. Haridas Thakur was punished. So he didn't do anything, but he went through it. He said, okay, if it is Lord wants like that, let it be. That's why Pandavas are so dear to Krishna, because they are so malleable. My dear Lord, if that is what you want, Draupadi, in front of Draupadi, all her 5 sons were butchered mercilessly. She did not shout on Krishna, because Krishna knows and she knows Krishna knows. That's why he took them in the overnight, he took them to a separate place. Now she knows it. Kunti also knows. Krishna is only giving inspiration to Ashwatthama to release Brahmastra. Now Subhadra is so dear to Krishna. She's sister of Krishna, and he is so dear friend of Arjuna to get them married. And Abhimanyu grew in the lap of Krishna, but Krishna allowed Abhimanyu to die. It is so inconceivable why Krishna is doing. It's not possible for anybody to understand. Even Brahma also said, even I cannot understand. But why Pandavas are, even though so many tragedies happened to them, they said, my dear Lord, if it is your will, we are okay. That's why Krishna always want to be with Pandavas. Because no matter whatever he is doing, even which is against their will, why Pandavas will desire that no, this should happen in fact. They don't desire. They want their children to grow, they want their children to take over the kingdom. But Krishna didn't want it. They said, okay, fine with us. So the point is, what did they change? Did they change the desire? No, they changed the way they are thinking. And that comes in the association of devotees. Because they have that feeling for Krishna, we start thinking, okay, like you get the famous story, like one thief, he wanted to get married to the king's daughter. So he came to know from sources that the king is calling all the saintly people and he want to give his daughter to a sadhu, so that the king thought at least my daughter will be delivered from this cycle of birth and death if she marries one great saintly. So he thought, this thief thought, let me also disguise as sadhu. And he also sat along with them. And the king called all of them and he made announcement. See, I called all of you. Now I'm making announcement. Whoever marries my daughter, I'll give half of the kingdom. And then he asked the first sadhu, will you marry my daughter? He said, why I need marry? I'm already happy. I don't need any woman in my life. I'm fine with it. I don't want. Then the thief was thinking, wow, now it is. So one, two, three for everybody saying, no, why I need. And then he was thinking, yes, I have nice opportunity. These fellows are rejecting. I'll get the queen also, the princess also, and then half of the kingdom. By the time it came to his turn, the king asked him, will you marry? Then he said, but why do I need? I also don't need. I'm happy. So why did he say? Because he got influenced. All the sadhu said, we don't want. And by hearing them again and again, we don't want this material world. No, no, no. It's all Maya. We don't need. And he also changed. What did changed? He changed the way he's thinking. So that is the point. So association, what we are trying to get is to change the way we are thinking. So to being with devotees is to change the way we are thinking. And that's how things work. That makes us just to change that way of thinking, we go to spiritual world. Tatenu kampasa samikshamano atmakritam vipag. Idvat uparapi vidadam namaste jiveta mukti pade. So we achieve the highest perfection just by thinking in that way. So that is the greatest blessing we get. And here also, by hearing Bhagavatam again and again and again, we will also think, why I need anything? So Bhagavatam is, that's why it is by hearing again and again. Anything, advertisement, how this advertisement world works. Make you hear the name. The most important thing in an advertisement is the product's name. If you don't give the name, and they'll make you hear the name again and again. So that is the main trick. Anyway, we'll come to the purpose, important purpose also. Any questions and comments still now on this? Okay. Devavachu namam namamate deva padaravindam प्रपन्नतापोपशमात्तपात्रम् यन्मूलकेटायततोऽनुजस्तोरु संसारदुःखं बहिरुक्षिपन्ति. The demigods said, O Lord, your lotus feet are like an umbrella for the surrendered souls, protecting them from all the miseries of material existence. All the sages under that shelter throw off all material miseries. We therefore offer our respectful obeisances onto your lotus feet. So, Lord's lotus feet are like an umbrella for the surrender souls. What it protects from miseries. Prabhupada writes, there are many sages and saints who engage in trying to conquer the rebirth and all other material miseries. But of all of them, those who take shelter under the lotus feet of Lord can completely throw off all such miseries without difficulty. Others, who are engaged in transcendental activities in different ways, cannot do so. For them, it is very difficult. They may artificially think of becoming liberated without accepting the shelter of lotus feet of Lord. But that is not possible. One is sure to fall again to the material existence from such false liberation, even though one may have undergone severe penance and austerities. Enne Aravindaksha Vimuktamanina. This is the opinion of demigods who are not only well versed in Vedic knowledge, but are also seers of the past, present, and future. The opinion of demigods are valuable because the demigods are authorized to hold positions in affairs of universal management They are appointed by Lord as his confidential servitors. So he says, Dhatra yadam shin bhava isha jivas tapatrena bihatana samsarma atma labante bhagavam stavangri chayam savityam ata ashayema. This is, O Father, O Lord, O personality of Godhead. The living entities in the material world can never have any happiness because they are overwhelmed by the three kinds of miseries. Therefore, they take shelter of shade of your lotus feet, which are full of knowledge, and we also thus take shelter of them. So, the way of devotional service is neither sentimental nor mundane. It is a path of reality by which the living entity can attain transcendental happiness of being free from the three kinds of material miseries. Miseries that is from body, mind, and other living entities. Now, the important thing is uh, bhakti means to assist the Lord in giving him pleasure. Only person who is enjoyer is Krishna. Bhakti means to assist Lord in his enjoyment. Lord want to enjoy, we help him enjoy. Without us also he can enjoy, but we have to assist him in enjoying. He want to enjoy food, so nicely cook and feed him. He want to enjoy hear his glories, so we always recite Bhagavatam so that he will be happy hearing his glories. He wants somebody to chant his glories like kirtans. We do kirtan. He likes his devotees who are doing it. So we serve them who are glorifying him. He likes somebody is glorifying him. So then we will serve the people who are glorifying Krishna. So in that way, bhakti means to do, to assist Lord in his pleasure. But any of these activities, what people are doing, they are doing for their own sake. They want to get pleasure themselves. So the so-called bhakti people do in this world is to make Lord their assistant in their pleasure. I did this so much chanting, I did this so many pujas, I did so much worship for the Lord. No, Lord is not helping only me. People always have this complaint. You might have heard it. Or sometimes we only have complaint. Why is Lord not helping me? Why Lord should help? You are the servant, you serve. He is the boss, you will only enjoy. What about me? Yeah, you have opportunity to serve and be happy that you got opportunity to serve such a good person. So this is what is important. Like say Prime Minister is coming to your place and you got an opportunity to uh, make a flower garland for him. And of all the people in the city, you got an opportunity to make and you can go on garland. So people feel it's a privilege. They'll not ask go on government, Array, I made the garland. Will I get payment? Array, you got an opportunity to make a garland for Prime Minister. You be happy with that itself. For a outside person, for a devotee, if your Guru Maharaj is coming and they tell you make a garland for your Guru Maharaj. And I said, yes, that will be a special privilege. Now you'll not ask, what about my money? What about what I'll get? Will my photo come in the newspaper because I made? No, you got an opportunity that itself is should make us happy. Similarly, what will I get by bhakti? Array, you got opportunity to please Krishna, that itself is a privilege for you. Don't ask anything. So that is what is he is enjoyer, we are only servitor. What is our pleasure? To give pleasure to the master. Why gopis are ready to go to hell? By giving the dust from their lotus feet to Krishna. Because Narada Muni, Krishna tells, I am got a headache. Whoever gives me the dust from the lotus feet, my devotees, then it will get cured. Nobody agreed to give. No devotee. Only Gopi said, yeah, fine with us, we'll give. If that will make Krishna happy, we are ready to go to hell because we just have to serve. This is actually what is pure devotional faith. That bhakti is to give pleasure to Krishna, not to gain anything from him. Then it is not ahituki bhakti. Savai pumsam paro dharmo ito bhakti ratokshje ahituki aprathyata. So then there is one more important point, Prabhupada. The argument that unless one has proper knowledge, one cannot be free from material miseries is undoubtedly true. But because the lotus feet of Lord are full of transcendental knowledge, acceptance of his lotus feet completes that necessary. We have already discussed the point in first canto. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojit Janayati Asvairagyam Jnanam Chatahetukam. So automatically a person gains knowledge and he will be free from his attachment if he start practicing bhakti. You don't need separately anything to practice. Just what we discussed, just to please Krishna, we start working. Knowledge will come and detachment will come. Separately, no need to practice. That is not our sadhana. That is for jnanis and Nishkam Karma Yogis, which are who are selfish. We no need Krishna. That's all. Tesham satadayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam. Empirical philosophical speculation cannot give one relief from threefold miseries of mental existence. Simply to endeavor for knowledge without devotion oneself to the Lord is waste of valuable time. No need to separately. All the Vedas, the knowledge is there in the holy name. If somebody sits and chants, all the knowledge is revealed to them. That's all. No need of separately doing any activity also. If somebody is able to focus on holy name and chant, all the knowledge of the Vedas is revealed to him. And this is a very famous shloka. Margandiyate mukhapadmanidais chanda suparnairishayo vivikte yasyaghamarşo dasharitvaraya padam padam tirtha pada prapanna. It is that the lotus feet of the Lord are by themselves the shelter of all places of pilgrimage. The great clear minded sages, carried by the wings of Vedas, always search after the nest of your lotus like face. Some of them surrender to your lotus feet at every step by taking shelter of the best of the rivers, the Ganges, which can deliver one from all sinful reactions. So, Margantiyate Mukamaddanide. So, the lotus feet, they're actually searching. They're uh, they are shelter for all the great sages. And so by taking shelter, yes, Umakant Prabhu?
Yeah, Prabhu, practicing. I'm just the question is about practicing Ahetuki Bhakti. Okay.
Yeah.
And in Venkatachala Mahatyam, okay, it is written that in Kali Yuga, even practicing Ahetuki Bhakti will be very difficult. People will not be desire oriented and they cannot practice even Ahetuki Bhakti. Neither they are be able to focus on karma, neither jnana, or neither they will be doing any kind of detachment to the material world. So what this, what Venkatachala Mahatyam says that, that's the reason for the people of Kali Yuga. I have created the holy tirthams in the Tirumala hills. And these are called Bhakti Pradayaka Tirtham, Jnana Pradayaka Tirthams, and Moksha Pradayaka Tirthams. And people who just simply take the dip in these holy tirthams, which are Bhakti Pradayaka Tirthams, they'll be blessed with the devotion service of Lord. And it will be continuously, and they'll reach the holy abode of Lord Venkateshwara after they leave their body. So, how do you support this statement, Prabhu?
Yeah, the point is important point here is they need to, because um, bhakti and moksha and all and jnana pradayak tirthas, no?
Yeah,
They are actually giving knowledge. Knowledge means basically enlightenment,
yeah,
and mukti is they want to get liberation. But
yeah,
what is more important is bhakti.
yeah,
So here bhakti means through that is talking about ahituki bhakti only.
yeah, yes.
After they do it, they reach like Ramanujacharya. He came
Mm,
to teach pure devotional principle only.
mm,
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took pure devotional principle, Shuddha Bhakti, serving
mm.
Vaishnava. These two principles from Ramanujacharya only. So all the
Okay.
followers they came to teach pure devotional principles. So that is possible. Like Annamacharya, he
Uh,
is singing in the song, or Tyagaraja or Ramadas or Purandar Das. They are always thinking of Krishna. They are
mm.
thinking about themselves. That's why it is. They could influence many people who stop thinking about themselves and start thinking about Lord. So that is
Mm,
possible when you come to the holy place. When you
mm,
come to the holy place, now what happens? The people who have chanted there,
mm,
that
mm,
mood, all the
mm.
power of their chanting is invested in the tirtha. Tirtha means the pushkarini or whatever water is
Yeah.
there.
Yes, yes.
Waters of all these holy places are the most powerful thing. That's why whenever we go to any holy place, we should take bath in the
Tirtham.
pushkarni or that places, the tirtham, because
Yeah.
like say when we are doing achavanna, we look
Mm,
at the water and then we chant Om Keshvaya Namaha, Om Narayan. So when we chant Keshvaya Namaha, then
mm.
mantra influences the water, and when we take the water, it changes our consciousness. So that is the most important thing in that Achaman is the mantra we chanted. The powerful mantra we chant, then immediately changes the consciousness. So that's why the Tirthas, what happened, the sages and all, they sit in that holy place and do pure devotional bhakti, ahaituki bhakti, that immediately purifies that Tirtha. So, and whoever comes and takes bath in them, they'll also gain that same type of devotion. So that's why people have to take bath, and yeah, that is bhakti is provided. And jnana pradayaka and mukti pradayaka, yes, there are also people who did that type of, even jnana also, it is not talking about any material jnana, he will become a scientist or anything.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
that jnana is also spiritual enlightenment only, it is not anything material. And even Mukti, here Mukti does not mean, especially Tirupati, any holy places. Mukti is not just Brahman liberation, it is also means they can enter into Vaikuntha. So they also, this Jnana is Jnana about the Lord only, that is Sambandha Jnana. And Mukti is Muktir Hitva Anyata Rupam Surupena Vyavasthiti. According to us, Bhagavatam, Mukti here means to be situated in our Swarupa. That means as a servant of Krishna or servant of Narayan. So if somebody is, if a devotee goes and takes bath in that Tirtha, he will get Mukti, but he will not go to Brahman. He will go to Vaikuntha and serve the Lord. So even that mukti is also to get out of this material world and go to Vaikuntha and serve Lord. And that jnana is also not the jnana which here Vasudeva Bhagavata, that is Sambandha jnana. So that jnana he'll get. And bhakti means directly he'll heart is transformed, the way he's thinking will change. He wanted to accept the will of Lord. And that's how what happens. So when we take bath in that holy place, then the way we are thinking will change. Then we accept the will of Lord. It says, my dear Lord, I surrender. Whatever you say, let it be. So this is actually what happens when I go. So what it means when it is said in Kali Yuga, even Ahaitiki Bhakti is not possible in the sense is because uh, the association is not very strong if you go outside. But if you
Mm.
come to a holy tirtha and you take bath there, and you, because the devotees they have nicely chanted and powered the holy tirtha, so better you stay in Tirumala and practice it, because other places it is not possible because we have so much internet here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, right. So Angirisa and all other munis, no, while leaving this planet, they have left their spiritual energy in the water. The tapashakti they have left in water. That is the reason they give that.
Yeah, because they
So,
chanted there, so it has
yeah, correct.
influence.
They have chanted in that holy place. So these are all these tirthams are there in Tirumala. We see only 9 tirthams, but more than that, there are a lot of tirthams are there inside the forest, and most of the devotees goes during the time of Purnima and all. Even TTD gives permission to take bath in such tirthams, like,
Oh,
and when they take bath in that tirtham, so there will be the consciousness will change. But what I feel is that when immediately they come to the material platform, no, again they'll be thinking like that only. At the time of bath, they're good, very good. After taking bath also, they're very good. But when they return to material platform, again, these afflictions will come. Bodily afflictions, ego will come. Not that immediately they're transforming like it is shown in movies. No, it does not happen. They have to go and take bath again and again, and they have to remain that when bhakti mode comes, they have to constantly practice that mode. Otherwise, this will also be lost. What I observed, what I'm saying, observed.
yeah.
They,
What
they they may
happens is,
elevate to that consciousness, but they need to maintain that.
yeah,
Maintenance is not there; it will also be lost.
yeah.
Uh,
What happens is, by taking a regular bath, they what is lacking, na? What is
mm,
lacking is the association.
correct, correct.
Mood will come, but after that they'll open their mobile and start looking at some other association. And then immediately the consciousness changes. They start
Obviously.
thinking maybe I am the enjoyer. When they're in Tirupati, they may think, okay, Lord is the enjoyer. When
Mm,
they come out, then they again come to their default mode. Maybe
mm.
not good to, not so bad. I am also enjoyer. So there the problem comes.
So, I just want to give an example. Other day I was watching this Hanuman movie. Okay, so just this I watched because I thought something one or two spiritual points will be there. Okay, so I thought let me grasp that one point and leave the other. So in that movie also there was a lot of subject at gunfiring. So I'm not seeing movies or any kind of thing. Usually I don't watch much. I only watch the travel content and the spiritual content. So that day when I watched Hanuman movie, what happened is that the consciousness changed. In my dreams, I was getting the dream of firing. A lot of bullets are firing and around, and I was just walking around that bullets and all. All this dream is coming because I understood there is a change in consciousness because of which my bullets are coming in my dream. Because pure consciousness is immediately affected, no, Prabhu. Is
Yeah,
that understanding correct?
yeah, correct. Very much correct.
So,
And Krishna is immediately indicating, don't do it again.
yeah, yeah. So that entire 4 hours, I got the bullet sound only in my dreams. So I thought, oh, this is also not correct. I should not watch the movie.
Yeah,
Because it was movie name was Hanuman. I thought something will be spiritual content and bhakti will be shown, but nothing was bhakti. More of violence only was there. So they have to be careful. I thought this is like affected consciousness is immediately changed. That's what I see.
yeah, very much true. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Umakant Prabhu reads so many books. Means he is very sincere. He attends Telugu classes also, and he reads Prabhupada books, Acharya's books very nicely, and is very great devotee of Lord Balaji. He always go to Tirupati. Yeah, he's very spiritual person. So we have one question on pious activities. You mentioned that material success is not just physical hard work in this birth. We see some karmis who are who have very fine skills with which they work and become successful. At the same time, many karmis without any skills and efforts become very successful as well. If success is from his past birth activities, there has to be some trace of skills or generous acts, charity or something in this birth, which seems to be not there, at least in my observation. Okay, so the point is, say if somebody is a pious person in previous life, this life also should be pious now because the traces should be there. Say I am now I say I am very good person. When I was small, I am a good person. So when you become big, you should continue it. But what happens is the credits which we got, like Hiranyakashipu, how did he get the credit? He acquired the credits by doing so much tapasya. But after that, he got the power, immediately became proud. He said no more. I want to enjoy. So the demonic mentality is continuous. It does not change. The demonic mentality is there. So, uh, so that doesn't. So the point is, the demonic mentality don't change. So the fellow will be like that only. uh, so he knows, like say I have to give some charity. I give charity. After that, okay, now come on, enjoy. So the pride enters into head. People forget how did they reach that position. Even in this life only it happens. What to speak of next life? Some traces will be there. Some people are charitable also, but not always it is needed. And he may get credit of previous to previous life also, not from just previous life. He can get the credits from many past lives also. Good and bad can come from many past lives. Like 100 years, 100 lifetimes back, he was very charitable person. After that, he by mistake he did some very wrong activity. Then he has to suffer for 99 lifetimes because of that wrong activity. And again, he will get the crude like King. What is his name? Riga. He became a lizard. Now he is such a charitable person, most famous charitable person. He became a lizard. Now, as a lizard, he will not do anything. He will just eat some other insects. So it is not manifesting his Swabhava. He's just reaping his past misdeeds like that. So the question is, can this answer be taken from those who are born in very spiritual condition family, Brahmana background, but not taking a bhakti, but interested only in material enjoyment? Yeah, that is Kali Yuga. Not only that, the demons from the lower planetary systems are born in Brahmana family in Kali Yuga and speaks all this Mayavadi. If in South India, so many Brahmanas, they are born in, they are Mayavadis. They speak so much Mayavad philosophy. They criticize and do so much nonsense. Who are they? They are the demons from the lower planetary system. They are born in Brahmana families. Some of the big scientists, they are born in Brahmana families. Some of the big IAS officers, they are born in Brahmana families. What they are doing? They are using their Brahmanical intelligence to do all these demonic activities. So, so that is the point. It does not. The demons are also born in Brahmana family in Kali Yuga. They took the blessings. Any other questions, comments? Okay, we'll end here. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.